Welcome to Talk About Print. It's the podcast where we talk about everything print.
And we eat tacos.
My name is Shweiki, and I am the president of Shweiki Media. We're a commercial printing company here in San Antonio, Texas, and we specialize in high-quality publications.
And I'm Joey Dominguez. I'm the director of e-commerce here at Shweiki Media. I come from a long line of printers. I basically grew up in a print shop.
Very cool. Today's show, we're going to be talking about the magic of printing, how basically 4 colors and a bunch of dots all come together to make the beauty of everything that you see on a sheet of paper come to life. And we're going to talk about that process.
Yeah, so that whole process is going to include the design phase, pre-press, and then finally press. So we'll cover CMYK versus RGB, dots and angles, and how it all comes together to create an amazing product.
Yeah, people send jobs to printers all the time, but they really don't know what happens behind the scenes. So today we're going to peel back the curtain and talk about what the printer does with your files, and hopefully make you, a better publisher or designer just by having a better understanding of the printing process.
Yeah, and you guys already know the art side of it, right? The digital file. But but whenever you combine that with the science, that's transforming that digital file into physical dots, adding ink, and then finally a sheet of paper, you'll be able to attach meaning to your designs or creations, and so you'll know why you're doing what you're doing because you understand the art and the science of print.
The art and the magic. Of print is what you mean, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So before we hop in, please hit the like and subscribe button. Turn on notifications. That way you can catch every episode.
Yeah, it helps us out with the Google algorithm, and let's eat more tacos and make this great content. All right, the magic of printing. We're going to start talking about colors. Okay, so the colors that are used in the printing process are cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. CMYK. No
RGB.
RGB. We're going to get to that. We're going to talk about that in a second. So the K. A lot of people think that we use the word K because there's a K in the word black, and you don't want to use B because people think it's blue. But that's actually not the case. The reason that you use K to represent black and CMYK is because black is the key color.
Yeah,
right?
And the key color holds the most detail, so black is a key color. Cyan, magenta, and yellow are carefully aligned or keyed to the black plate.
Exactly. And that registration process, that alignment process is called the registration. And it's the printer's responsibility to make sure that those colors are in register the whole time.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, our press has cameras on it and automatically makes any kind of adjustments to make sure that everything is in focus or in register, so you're not out of focus or blurry.
Exactly. So you mentioned RGB. Like, why doesn't the printer use RGB? Why are they using CMYK? Well, the red, green, and blue colors on your monitor, those are created with light, and you get an enormous array of colors with those colors. But if you were to take those 3 colors, red, green, and blue, and turn them into inks and try to use them for the printing process,
it'd be way too dark.
It would be really difficult to try to get those colors, to get the bright yellows, bright greens, bright oranges. So cyan, magenta, and yellow, if using those colors as inks, when the only light that you have is the reflective light, hits a very wide light range of colors. But then you add black, and you get a very rich, very broad, dark range of colors as well. So that's why cyan, magenta, and yellow, and black are used rather than RGB.
Yeah, and with that being said, whenever you're color correcting your images or your photos, it's best to do it in the RGB color mode. That's its native mode. Yeah. And then before it gets to the printer, convert it to CMYK. It's better to do everything upstream because most printers can convert it automatically, but then you could have some unwanted color shifts.
Right. So you just, RGB for digital, but then convert it to cyan, magenta, CMYK for your printer. Okay. So you get your files, right? And you send it to the printer, and the first thing they're going to do is convert them into those 4 colors that we just talked about: cyan, magenta, yellow, and black.
And that's all done in the pre-press department.
And then those colors are turned into dots. And those dots are then etched onto a metal plate.
Yeah, and the metal plates that we use are the Kodak Sonora process-free plates. It's a eco-friendly plate that doesn't use harsh chemicals to strip off the emulsion.
Exactly. So the printing process follows the fundamental idea that oil and water don't mix, right? So you've got this metal plate that has a coating on it that loves water.
Yeah, that's hydrophilic.
Hydrophilic, right? And it goes through the plate setter, and with a laser, the areas that you want your ink to stick are etched off. So that coating is etched with the laser.
And those dots become hydrophobic.
Those dots become hydrophobic, right? Once that emulsion is removed, and it goes on to the press, and the press is spinning the whole time, and that plate is wet the entire time. But the oil-based ink is going to be sticking on to those
hydrophobic areas.
Dots that have been etched off, exactly. And then that metal plate, that ink is transferred or offset to a rubber blanket, and then from the rubber blanket, it's offset onto the sheet of paper.
Yeah, it's just like a stamp. You dip it into the ink, and then you stamp it onto the paper and transfer the ink that way.
Exactly.
That's why we call it offset printing.
Offset printing. Yeah.
Yep. All right, so those are the dots. Now let's talk about the angles for a moment. If you took those colored dots and you put them on top of each other at the same exact angle, you could actually have an interference pattern, which we call moire. It's kind of like on TV, if you ever seen somebody with a striped shirt, it kind of looks like it's beating harmonically, right? So to remove or reduce that, well, it's actually removing the interference pattern. Each color gets its own angle, right? So black being the most dominant color gets the best angle, which is 45 degrees. Okay. Cyan gets a 15-degree angle. Right. Magenta, a 75-degree angle. And then yellow, since it's the weakest color, gets a 0-degree angle. And when you combine them together, it creates a small rosette or flower pattern.
Right. And we're going to have examples of this, and we'll include those as attachments so you can see what.
And we'll have it all in the description below.
All below. So on the press, you've got your black dots. They get laid down first, and then the cyan,
magenta,
followed by magenta, and then the yellow dots are the ones that are placed. And that's when everything really comes to life and pops off the page. And the magical process of printing just kind of happens before your eyes. It's pretty incredible. Yeah. So that was a lot. We just unpacked there, wasn't it?
Sure was. Yeah.
So if you guys have any questions or comments about the video, please leave them below. We answer all of the questions. We read everything. So please let us know what you think.
Yeah, and if you guys have a print project coming up, check us out at Shweiki.com. That's SHWEIKI.com. We'd love to help you out.
Yeah, the hardest part about it is just spelling the name, and then after that, it's hassle-free and easy.
Now the easy part.
Oh yeah, now the taco part.
Yep.
So today's tacos are from Henry's Puffy Tacos.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the Puffy Taco was invented right here in San Antonio, Texas.
The Puffy Tacos were invented in San Antonio. I can't wait to dig in.
Let's take a look at these tacos. They look really good.
Let's get them.
All right, what do we have here?
All right, these are the Henry's Puffy Tacos. Man, they look great.
Yeah, it smells great.
Yeah, so we've got a few options here. We even have some vegetarian options. Looks like there's some avocado, bean and cheese.
Yeah, and then we got some picadillo over here, which is ground beef, and then shredded chicken. Yeah.
Looks great.
Also comes with some red salsa, but if you want to try a green salsa, we've got an ancient family recipe right here.
The homemade. I am for sure going to be trying that.
All right. Okay. So which one are you going to go for?
I'm gonna dig in right now. I'm gonna grab the
avocado. Yeah, it looks good.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Great. I think I'm gonna go for the picadillo. It's always a nice touch, and then I'll add the green salsa there. All right.
Oh wow! Perfect.
There you go.
A little messy.
Very good, though.
But very tasty. Yeah. All right. I love these puffy tacos.
We love printing even more.
Catch
you guys on the next one.
Catch you on the next one. It's really good.